This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is another Orville episode. I'm back, and we're back here in the studio, and yeah, this episode is called A Happy Refrain. It's Mark's Cars episode. He didn't really write it, but it'd be something that he would have written. Very Starcrackers-like, very, very much like that series, that movie, which was not a series, but a series of books, soon to be a series called the Clark's Vanguard. But yeah, Silly in Space is the other version. Yeah, the Orville. Let's review this episode. This episode is about there's going to be a break next week. There's going to be a rerun, and then the week after there's going to be a new one. Well, it is Super Bowl Sunday coming up, so just wanted to skip that. So this episode is a sort of like that episode Data's Day, and also like the one where Data has a girlfriend. Wasn't Hero Worship? It was one of the other ones. Yeah, and yeah. But Data had a girlfriend. Also, it was like the one where Spock had a girlfriend. The Dr. Finn falls in love with the robot, and for some reason the cat's meowing his head off. I fed him. He's just meowing his head off. She's meowing her head off. Yeah, Happy Refrain. Deals with Baltimore, Maryland is mentioned in it. Another Mark's Cars reference. Baltimore is, of course, from John Waters movies. Yes, we like those twisted movies from back in the day. And John Waters would probably approve of this episode. Lady falls in love with a robot. Also, the late Frank Zappa would like the idea of a lady having sex with a modified P-37 nuclear pansexual model. Dim, dim, da 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 dim. Yes. Dick me miserable ones on. Stick it out. Yes, yes. The idea that the chick falls for the robot, asks the commander lady about it. Commander lady thinks she's a little nuts, but decides to go for it anyway. She asked meanwhile, the robot Isaac asks the Scottish guy, helmsman, and the LaForge Lake guy, I don't remember all the names for some reason, about it. And they end up dating, and then breaking up, and then dating again, kind of like moonlighting. Yeah, a lot like moonlighting, and a lot like Sex and the City. Not sure who the director was. It wasn't really a Mark's Card story. It was just that it was similar to that kind of thing he would write. Fun episode. Not at all serious, just sort of goofy, like an early Mark's Cars episode, but back in the day. It's basically a PL story. It's basically a shipping of these two characters, but done as an episode of Orville. So if you thought these two were going to have shipping together, which is porn, they imply that they did it. It was the case in the Solo movie as well, which was okay. Imply that not Han, but the other guy, Lando, was doing robot. Well, it's like what they said in the second episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, The Naked Now, back in the day, which was a parody of The Naked Time. This one, a little bit of that too. This one. There's a piano recital, which they did a lot in TNG with other recitals and plays and things they would do in TNG. Pet the dog type of stuff, as Mark's Cards called it. He didn't coin it, but that's when they add character fluff piece stuff to develop the characters. Yeah, not at all a thinking episode, just sort of a fun, sort of goofy aside episode. They even have a slightly spoilery ending where they do something they never done on TNG with the bridge. They somehow simulate rain Yeah, I think that would wreck all of the equipment, but yeah. Yeah, unless that was all on the holodeck. No, I don't think it was. I think they were actually on a break. And at the end, they imply that the robot figures out how to put a human suit on using a holodeck. They have a simulator holodeck. They have an imagination deck. They have the Cillian version. So, that is right out of our stuff. But yeah, Star Trek wasn't the only one that thought of the holodeck. As you'll soon find out in some of my stuff. But Orville, I didn't do Orville. It was other stuff, written stuff. I didn't do any episodes of this. You would know if I actually did an episode of, for real, of Orville. But this was definitely something along the same lines. And, yeah. Also, we discussed the 20th anniversary of the Blair Witch Project and the parody of the Blair Witch Project, made a month after it came out, in October of 1999. There's going to be a fourth film in that series, and that is something we're doing. There's another parody film, or we'll have to get permission from at least 3 people that are at the convention as characters in the story. So, guerrilla filming story. So that is something we're at the convention. Fanime. We're going to do that in Fanime. Possibly also at San Jose Comic Con, but probably mostly Fanime. Yeah, so as for the Orville, it was a fine episode. I don't know why I threw in the project thing, but just to update you, I guess. Yeah, the Orville had nothing to do with that, obviously. Yeah, that's really all I had to say about it, so I was going on with something else. It's fine. It was a good episode. Cheery sort of slice of life thing. Sure, why not? Something the Discovery series lacks is character moments that actually make sense. And of course quirky, weird moments with the robot. And the singing in the rain, because that's what McFarlane and show tunes.